Moving into, Gary, the rest of the 5 things. First one, really excited to talk about. If you've been following Deep Knowledge Investing at all, had a new report that went out over the past week or so. Thing number one, AuthID, ticker is AUID, and the case for biometric security. Gary, what do you like about this play? Tell us more about it, and let's dive into it.
All right. So last week, I talked about getting suspended on Twitter or X because somebody impersonated me. Rob, you had the great line that I'm micro famous.
Yeah,
Uh,
I need to trademark that.
yeah, it's a good one. We like that. Um, and here's the thing: it ended up okay. Twitter support they were good. They were really good. They were very responsive and got me back online in about 12, 14 hours, something like that. But it took hours of my time, and I missed a space that I was supposed to be on, where I was one of the featured speakers. And these things are really disruptive. And so, the question is, wait a minute, why aren't we securing? Why can't I secure my identity? How is it possible for somebody else to use my name, my firm's name, my logo, my image, my photo, right? Why can't I secure this? And it's something that should happen. And so, for people listening to this who are thinking, okay, but it's your Twitter account, how big a deal is it? Okay, fair enough. But what if it was your bank account? What if it was your brokerage account? What if somebody faked your identity? And so I think biometric security is going to be a huge growth area, and it's coming up really quickly. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting is some of the detractors. There are some people who are short the stock, and go check out their case on that. Um, but they said, nobody's using this, therefore it has no, nobody's using it. Who cares? And, yeah, I suppose that's true, but um, they will be using it. It kind of reminds me of, at some point I was talking to my dad, and we were talking about online education. And he said, yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be a thing. I don't think people are going to study online. I said, Dad, why do you think that? He said, well, no one I know did it. And I said, Dad, you went to college in 1958. Right? So, we had a laugh, and my dad's a smart guy. He really is, but he was sort of viewing things just from his immediate perspective. And so, there are people saying, well, nobody's using this now, but they will be. And that's, I think, going to be a very fast growing market. And AuthID has a best in class 0.7-second authorization process. And so, you put the phone in front of your face and get it in the oval, and in just over half a second, you're verified, you're authenticated. And that's very, very hard to fake right now.
Yeah, I think you even see it nowadays. I know I've had to do a few things with banking, even uploading your passport or your license ID and then
Yeah.
taking photo of your face, right, to just validate with that facial recognition here. But you're exactly right. The next best thing we have currently is your last pass of the world or one password, right? The problem there, though, is once that gets compromised, then you've just opened the entire floodgates to absolutely everything that is in your account. Gary, I read through the report. There's a lot of information in there. I know we're talking about a company that, from a meaningful revenue standpoint, probably not until next year.
Right.
What's one thing you would call out or highlight more than anything else that's in that report, just for the sake of the viewers here? And then obviously be able to go and read that report online if they want to dive even deeper.
Yeah, so for people who want to read it, you can go to the Deep Knowledge Investing website, click the research tab, and it is not paywalled. You're more than welcome to read it. Also, Rob, you make a great point. I know the shorts have been pounding on this idea that the company doesn't have revenue. Yeah, it is basically a public venture capital company. There won't be meaningful revenue until next year. So now we know that. I think there are three near-term catalysts, though. These are the things that I think we're going to see over the next 6 months. The company reports earnings on Wednesday, and I think we're going to see them improve their financial metrics, the way they report. We're going to get more clarity on their contracts and what is contractually an obligation and what's an estimate. I think they're going to do a better job reporting. The second thing we're going to see is, I think we're going to see a successful financing of the company. They do need to raise money this year. I think they're going to be able to do that. And then the final thing this year, we're going to see, I believe, some contract announcements. They're going to start signing some customers. And if that happens, I think the stock will move in a positive direction. Certainly as a public venture capital company, it is a risky investment. But think about it this way, you're risking $1 on it, and for the opportunity to make $10 to $15 over the next 5, 6 years. And so what we titled the report was it's a skewed return distribution with huge upside in a growing market. Basically, what that means is, yeah, you can lose money in this, but you could make 10 to 15 times your money if things go well.
Great stuff, Gary. And as you mentioned, check out deepknowledgeinvesting.com. This is not paywalled, so anybody that may be listening that wants to gain access to that report and download, review the entire report, it's readily available on the Deep Knowledge Investing website currently.